And we're on. Hello, people. Good to see you. Hey, Gia, what's going on? This is Quagmire. It's Friday night, and tonight we have Mr. G Mangos is with us.
Good evening.
We
Thanks for the
have
invite, brother.
hey, anytime you know that. We have
Yes, sir.
one. We have one Mr. Tolly with us. See, he can hear us, but he's doing something. So see, he can still hear us. And backed by popular demand, Ohio Wolverine.
What's up, y'all?
Ohio, it's always a pleasure. Obviously, good to see you back. At least for tonight,
Thanks
you
for
know what I
having me.
mean. We're all busy people,
Yeah,
living life, having fun, doing what we
you're
do.
lucky. I just got home, too.
What's that?
Said you're lucky. I just got home.
That's good. Somebody's playing with the buttons. I don't know how to do that yet. One of these days, I'm gonna learn how to do that shit.
One day, Mikey, you and I are going to sit down, and I'm going to help you set your lower third. And I know you've been waiting for the boss lady, but I can help you out, brother.
Oh, really? Yeah, cause she made me one.
Yeah, tomorrow I'll be home. Just catch me, just text me or call me, whatever, and you and I will do it. No problem.
Yeah, we'll do it maybe late in the afternoon because I'm going up north. So
Just call me tomorrow. Just hit me
right.
up. We'll get it
We
done.
can do that. We can do that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We can do that. So so I put a title on here tonight for what are your plans if the shit hit the fan? Now, shit hit the fan can be anything. It could be a fucking
Right.
It could be a blizzard. It could be a tornado. It could be a fucking hurricane. It can be whatever.
Yeah, you could in your job, man.
Yes, sir. You could lose exactly. You could lose your job. Maybe if you're married, maybe if you're not married and you got kids, whatever the hell is the case may be, and you don't lose your job, and the money's not coming in. What are you doing? Because not everybody can go to a relative's house. Not everybody can go. Not everybody feels safe at a shelter. That's for damn skiffy sure.
You're gonna be eating a lot of beans.
A lot of bean, a lot of rice. And there's nothing wrong with that because, wasn't it in the 30s they did all that, right? They all survived. They all lived to tell about it.
That's kind of the way we stockpile. Well, not necessarily stockpile, but, try to have a couple months worth of food on hand so that if something like, a job or, something like that where you can't get to, you just don't have the money or you can't get to a grocery store, you got something to eat.
Right. And especially where you are, in the next, 2 months of snow and the white shit starts hitting the floor.
Yeah, she can get where you're at too, though.
Well, yeah. We get
you guys got
more
snow than we did last year.
Yeah, we did. I got absolutely plumper with snow. We got more snow than New Hampshire and Maine. Go figure that out.
I'll never forget that picture you put up last year on G Plus Mikey. That shit crazy.
Yeah, the car across the street during the blizzard.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, that was. I still have that picture, and I look at it and I laugh. Not laugh thinking it's funny, but laugh that we all got lucky. This neighborhood anyway. All them snowstorms, we got hit with 2 blizzards in friggin' 3 weeks. We never lost power.
That's the trippy thing right there, because people, you talking about shit at the fan. I don't know I know where you're at, but down here, man, these motherfuckers get all crazy. When the power goes out 3-4 days, they're at the grocery store running around like Russia's invaded us.
Yep.
And it's just like, this place goes nuts. I mean, because they're spoiled, and every time you come home and you flick that switch, you don't you don't appreciate it. You overlook it because they can go out any given fucking time.
A couple of years ago, we had a big summer storm that wiped out power for like 3 weeks. After like day 3, there was like dudes stabbing each other over gas stations with screwdrivers and shit. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, dude. It gets this country, this world can go longer than 5 days. Everyone's booking hotels. Everyone's fucking just like it's, you know, world ending, especially with the teenagers. They can't use their iPhones. They go fucking nuts. You know?
Yeah. It's good for them, though.
It was funny you should say that because last winter when we were having all that snow, you know, my daughters are young. You guys know my daughters are young. And I got my 17-year-old son. And, you know, the three of them are like, well, what happens if we lose power? My answer was the lights go out. And they said, well, what are we going to do? I go, what do you mean what are we going to do? You got books? You know, you guys can read a book, right?
Right.
I got more candles than a friggin' church. So you got nothing to worry about there. Okay?
Right.
I said, your mother has more candles. I wish she would stockpile more on the, and she does. She's like, because you say prepper to my wife, or you say prep to my wife, and she, you know what her immediate response is, I'm not one of those crazy people, but she's not talking about crazy people, i.e. prepping for shit like that. She's talking about the extremists that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, she's not talking about people that are stockpiling food, water, all that stuff that we need to survive in a case like that. So she goes out, when she goes out shopping, you know, she has an extra $15, $20. She'll grab, you know, 6, 7, 8 more cans of friggin' canned food or she doesn't do rice, so I don't have any bags of rice here. It's more canned food, more dry soup.
Yeah, but you can use beans.
Yep.
Beans and stuff like that are good for you, and they carry a lot of protein.
Yep. So she's on board with all that. But the kids, they're all like, you know, well, Daddy, how are we going to watch TV? I says, no, that ain't going to happen. Well, you can bring the generator from the trailer, Daddy. You can bring it down so we can watch TV. And I said, hang on a second. I called my dad, and I made them talk to my dad. I put my dad on speakerphone. And they're like, why are we talking to Pop about this? I says, Dad. I said, I'm explaining to my dad, you know. I says, Dad, tell the kids when you were their age how much TV you used to watch. He says, what do you mean watch TV? We didn't have one. And they were like, what? You didn't have a TV? And then, you know, I told them there was no cell phones back there. There was nothing. And, you know, technology is good and technology is great. And because if it wasn't for technology, I wouldn't meet all you guys, that's for sure. But to an extent, it's our worst enemy. Because
I gotta agree with that.
I think that people back in the day, when I mean back in the day, I mean the 40s, the 30s, the 20s, go back, you know. I think there was more friendships built then. There was more people did things on their own. People helped out other. You know what I'm saying? Like there was no, I gotta go buy my 54-inch TV and go do this, and I gotta, you know what I mean? The kids weren't stuck on their friggin' electronics. They were out in the woods doing stuff. They were making their own bikes. So you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You got to take them out of their element. You got to take them out of their element so you can see what they can do, and that's the name of the game.
Oh, I didn't ask Ohio in about 1 second. I'm gonna have you do your rundown, Ohio. But hey, Tommy. Oh yeah, you're on your telephone. That's right. I'm sorry, Ohio. Tommy, I sent you a link. And Mr. Tolley, Bush shouts out out here in the external chat, and he wants to know.
Oh, cool.
And he wants to know. He says, Scott, you polishing my knives? Laughing out loud.
That went out today.
There you go. Yeah, Bush, I'm with you. So let me do a really quick Bush hunt. Just wrote love technology, but got no problem with living without it. I'm with you. You know, now that I got most of the people on here's addresses and what have you, you do what they used to do before. Imagine this. Ready? How long ago? When's the last time you seen somebody write somebody a letter?
We were just talking about that.
Okay. When's the last time you seen a pen pal, like a pen? You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen anymore.
Hey, when's the last time you seen someone email somebody?
Yeah.
We went from snail mail to email to text message and instant messenger.
Yep. Right. All right. So
Freaking text messages now.
So real quick, I'm just gonna do a little rundown here. Tommy, I'm a redneck Cockerham is here, and he was first, by the way.
What's up, Tommy boy?
Swansea Searcher, I apologize. I know late start and you had to go to work, but thank you for coming. Gia, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for coming over. I saw you over in Johnny and TR's chat. Thank you. Jason McDaniel, how are you? Good to see you. Bush Hunt, it's been a long time. Good to see you, sir. Did Plinkster stop by? Plink, good to see you. Hope you come back. King Coin was here. Of course, we have G Mango's here. Mr. Tolley. And Ohio Wolverine. All right. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so, you know, my wife buys the, you know, here and there, what have you, you know, when we can, you know what I mean? Because, again, it's a money thing, right? You need money to do everything when it comes to prep and stuff, you know. You know, as far as...
But you don't have to prep a ton of stuff at a time either.
Well,
you know, you
that's
go
what I
into
wanted
the
to...
store and you buy a can of chili, you know, buy a couple of extra cans, put them on the shelf.
That's
or,
what I wanted to
buy
ask.
some noodles. Noodles will keep a long. Noodles and stuff will keep quite a while too. You know,
Right.
as long as you keep them dry, they'll keep quite a while. So you can buy extra noodles. We'll catch the like spaghetti noodles and egg noodles and crap all on sale, and we'll just buy a crap load of them. I mean, it's my wife and I. They'll last us 6-8 months without, you know, having any issues.
Yeah, and you can do them egg noodles, man. You can eat those plain, eat them with butter, throw some tuna on them, chicken.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. You can cook those things up 1,000 different ways, probably.
So, all right, way off topic here for half a second, guys, but Bush Hunt just wrote something, and I'm going to yell at him. He says, so I asked him where he's been, how you been, yada, 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 haven't seen you in a while. What did he write? Been traveling, just got back from Alaska. Are you trying to break my balls, brother?
You prick.
No shit. No shit, you are a prick. What is wrong with you? Tell me you went to Alaska, dude. Oh, man.
I couldn't even get there when my daughter lived there.
Oh, you just made me jealous.
My
daughter lived there, and I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
How's Brother Chad doing? I haven't talked to Brother Chad in a while. Brother Chad, you seen any of them?
I chatted with him. We're going back and forth on one of the videos that I commented on his. He's taking a little breather from the chat room. All of them, not just this one, not just Tommy's.
Right.
So
this is his busy time of year too.
Yeah, and I was gonna say he's balls to the wall, and he had family up from Tennessee, and he had, you know, so he's got shit going on.
Okay.
So, you know.
Shout outs to your brother Fat Man, Brother Chad, Brother Jack. I hope you guys are doing well.
And I'll tell you what, Jack of all trades is busy with the music, man, laying it down. They're in the studio constantly with that band he's with now.
Yeah.
So,
really?
Yeah.
That's freaking great.
So I think he finally. That's what the man needed. You know what I mean?
Good.
Found his niche.
Prepping to Endure Hawaii. Thanks for coming in. Prepping to Endure says Big Lots is great for pasta and it's cheap.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So Mr. Tolley, when you were
I'm
mentioning
picky about my pasta, though.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, I'm picky about my pasta, and I don't have a Big Lots anywhere near me.
Oh, you don't? I do. Fortunately
We get a little,
for me.
we get a little deprived here in Minnesota, but
I love Big Lots.
Oh, I am. Sorry to hear that you're deprived of Minnesota.
we don't get them fancy stores.
It's just cold, though.
That's hard to believe because you guys got the biggest fucking mall in the world, and they don't even got stores,
Yeah.
so it's crazy.
You got to
Yeah,
go to
that's-
that biggest fucking mall and see that it's about a third empty.
Third of it. Yeah. I've
Really.
been there. But they got those cool
The
stores in
rent,
there.
the rent for stores up there is so flipping outrageous that they can't afford to have a business going. Their stores will move in there, and 6 months later they're out because they can't afford it.
How many
wow.
floors is it, Scott?
4 or 5 floors.
Five, I
Wow.
think, right?
They're
Yeah.
building onto it, I think, now too.
Are they? Well, I haven't been there in like 3 years I was out there. 3 years ago I was out in Minnesota.
Yeah. I want to say it was 4 or 5 floors. I don't go up there. I don't waste my time.
Big enough for a
Or my
roll
money.
to be inside, right?
What's
Oh.
that?
Yeah. Got an amusement park in it.
Yeah.
Freaking underwater world or whatever the hell it is in there.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of crap going on.
But so how much? Because all right, so I'm not prepping for to survive for 2 months. To be honest with you, family of 5. Like
That's
I said,
cool if you have that much faith in the government.
well, I don't, but I don't have them. Like I said, I don't have the money to do the other either.
Oh.
But
I don't either, but
I have
a
about
little bit at a time.
right now. I can survive for about 10 days.
See, that's a normal trip to the grocery.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people like that.
We could go a lot longer. We could probably go at least a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
No, today was payday, so we're a little light right now. You get about a week.
Hey, 6, how are you? Good to
And
see
we-
you. Thanks for coming.
We've been eating everything too because we're gonna, when we start into canning season and stuff too. So we
CCT.
kind of cycle through the old stuff.
Yeah, well, I know. There's a lot of people that, see, like, but I'll tell you what my wife does that she absolutely kills me, and I'm sure other wives do it. So she'll go grocery shopping on a Saturday or whatever, right? And she'll say to me on Sunday, "What do you want for dinner?" I said, "I don't care. Well, whatever." I said, whatever. So
Food.
So she'll go out. I'll be like, "Where you going?" She's got to go to the store, get something for dinner. I go, "Didn't you just go grocery shopping yesterday?" She said, "Yeah." And then, "Why the hell are you going to the store?" I go, "I carried all them some bitchin' bags in here. I know what you bought. Just cook whatever you bought here. Why are you gonna go out and spend more money?" And why? Well, I forgot this, I forgot that. She won't take a list. And I'm like, just take your friggin' list. Make a list and go. Save me some money, will you? Jeez, I don't care if
I
you
used
save
to
me.
grocery shop. I
Good.
used to grocery shop for a facility, where we had to take care of the folks. You know what I do for a living.
Yep.
And so when we got a grocery shop, we'd get a set amount of money, and that's all we get for the month, and you got to make it stretch. So, yeah, you make a list. You stick to the list, you make a menu, and you stick to the menus.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. That's the way you make that kind of stuff work.
Yep.
You know, we do a menu, we do grocery lists that come straight off of that menu. If there's enough left over, you know, we'll get a little extra here and there. Shop for a couple of weeks at a time. Take advantage of the coupons and the sales.
Mike,
Oh yeah, there's an art to it.
But
yeah, man, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to do. I don't want to be that guy, man. I already fell asleep on a chat before. I don't want to fall asleep on this chat.
brother, it's all good. Don't worry about it. I'm just happy you were here for the time that we had you here. So, and I'm glad I got to talk to you privately before we went on, and everybody else got in here. And
Plus,
you
I got to
know,
get
bro.
got to get up early tomorrow. We got an all day bachelor party thing going on. So my
Oh,
Uh-oh.
oh, nice.
my wife. Yeah, we're going golfing, and then we're going to have some dinner, and then we're going to a casino, and then who knows what's after that. So,
Yeah.
so I need to get some beauty rest, even though I'm ugly as sin. So,
No, man, come on. That's good. It's all good. Have a great time. And,
all the I've been trying to throw some videos up. It's just crazy shit, you know. It's not nothing, you know.
yep.
It's just whatever.
You can see me. I made one of shooting last week. I'm sweating my ass off, dude. I cannot stand shooting in the heat.
We went Sunday and it was like 97 degrees or something, and we were out for like 2 hours, and I think I lost 30 pounds.
I hear that.
So,
I hear that.
We have had some fantastic weather this week. It's been cool. We got the windows open.
right, yeah, right now it's like 50 degrees here.
Good. That means it's coming this way.
Yeah. All right, guys, you take it easy, and I will see you on the flip side.
take care, brother.
We'll see you later,
See you,
Ohio.
man.
Later, G. Later, Tully.
Later, bro.
Prepping to endorse says meal planning is the best way to keep your shopping cheap.
Yep.
Totally agree.
Sticking to it is the whole other story, but
Right.
you know, if you can plan, it makes. I mean, you know, I had 5 kids, and we were on a limited income, you know, but you know, my wife managed to do it, and that's how she did it.
Yeah, it's
There was no steaks being had, but you know,
I'll tell you.
it was always good food.
When I used to do the shopping, and I actually started back then because I remember. Well, let me do it this way. I'm by myself. I was living by myself, and it was back in the day when I used to tip them back a lot. And so, you know, back then, I didn't have a kid, I didn't have a wife, I didn't have a house, I didn't have all that bullshit. Okay, so it was just me. And so my 3 priorities were rent, booze, and cigarettes. Okay. So were there days I didn't go out without eating? Abso-friggin-lutely. Were there days that I go visit mom and have mom make me whatever? Oh, absolutely. So fast forward to when I got married and started dating my wife, and then you know, eventually got married. I made damn skippy sure that those days were gone and over and buried and done with. So I started then. You know, I started then. I started buying extra. Just for that reason. You know, because you never know. You know, like you said, it could be a job. It doesn't have to be a storm. It doesn't have to be something. You know, a shit hit the fan situation be anything. You know. Hey, Kim Kawaii, good to see you. Thanks for coming. CCT, thank you. You know, it could be anything. So I said to myself, if it happens, at least I have food in the house for the kids. You know what I mean? And my wife and myself, obviously. But, you know, so anyway, so I would shop. And then my wife's like, why is it you spend $330 shopping, and I spend like, $200. I said, I don't know. I said, why does it take me like 20 minutes to go shopping and it takes you like 2 hours? You know, uh,
Did you read the internal, Mike?
I'm sorry, I'm not on the inside, I'm on the outside, but I will.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, thanks.
So, um, my wife's a shopper. She's a bargain. She'll, whether it's food, whether it's clothing, whether it's a freaking candle, whether it doesn't matter what it is. That's just the way she is. So when I came home one day and she says, I don't buy this, da da da, that's too expensive, da 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 da. I don't do the shopping anymore. But like I said, she still gets, extra here, extra there, extra here, extra there. So,
Yeah. It's, you don't
we
have
all
to lay
know,
in a ton of stuff.
yeah.
But
I mean,
it's a good idea. I think it's a great idea, especially, living in the Northwest like you do. Or the Northeast, excuse me. And we know how the
I
storms
know
and
what
the
you
weather can get.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea to have some extras because you never know. I could wake up one morning and there'd be so damn much snow I can't get to my truck,
What I don't have is a lot of water stored away.
Gotta get water, bro.
I have.
Yep.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have like 6 5-gallons, so I got like 30 gallons of water. Because I got one of those, the 5-gallon plastic ones. You see at the, you know what I mean? Tip of the machines, but I
Yep.
take them. And then I got, she's always buying 2, 3 cases of water a week. The bottles, just 20-ounce bottles, whatever, 24-ounce bottles, whatever the hell she's buying.
Yeah.
So, no, I know that family of 5. That's like not even 4 days, but for drinkable water,
Yeah,
you know what I
they
mean?
say on average a gallon and a half per person per day. And you'll hear varying. Some people will say 2 gallons, some people say a gallon, some say a half gallon per person per day. I think my best number that I've been able to see and come up with was a gallon and a half a day. Pretty much will take care of hygiene, brushing your teeth, a sponge bath, that
Good.
kind of stuff, and drinkable water. But a gallon and a half per person per day.
No, does
It
that
is not
include?
something you're going to take off and tote in your back or nothing.
Right. Yeah, because I'm not going nowhere.
No.
Does that include, like it is right now? It's about, well, let me see. It's 12:40 a.m. It's got to be all of still 82 degrees here, and the humidity is probably 74%. So, does that
Yeah,
include
nope, it
the
does
hot
not.
weather? You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? So,
Well,
you would probably
that's
have
why
to.
I go. Most of the prepper books and stuff that I've read
Yeah.
all say a gallon per person per day, which
Okay.
I know is not enough. So I go to a gallon and a half at least.
Okay.
And that's just available water. You got 40 gallons in your friggin' water heater. There's a spigot on the bottom. You can drain that water heater out.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you do have water available.
Yeah. Bush Hunt says, oh, I'm going to mispronounce this word. A Zephyr Hills tank. Zephr Hills. Zephyr tank.
Yeah, kind of like Culligan.
Okay. Because I've never heard of that before, so.
Here we have Culligan. They run around and bring you out your water coolers and crap and water softeners.
Yep. It It's funny. I had my sister's next door neighbor before she moved to Vermont. All her rainwater went into these
Catch barrels.
catch barrels. She wasn't using it
Yeah.
for a prep, but she was using it for her flowers, her lawn.
Yep.
So when the town we lived in posts, no water usage, no unnecessary water usage, and believe it or not, the neighborhood she lived in, and she had people calling up the police department, not the town hall. You know what I mean? They call the police. This lady's using her water. And of course, then they send the police department doesn't deal with that bullshit, so they send the friggin' town people down. The town people down come down with their clipboards, and you think they're smart enough to look at the house and look to see what she's using? No. But I do know somebody that has this big ass. Now I've seen him on these trucks for like your lawn care and shit.
Yeah.
The chemicals they all spray in your lawn. It's just one big, huge plastic freaking container with a oh shit, the thing's got to be all of 12 inches round hole on the top. And I have seen people using that, for their rain, with their gutters going right into that. And I actually stopped and I asked a guy one day. I said, is that for flowers and shit? Are you, He's, oh no. He says, I clean that right out. He puts tablets in it and does everything he needs to do. He says, I'm not, something happens. I said, no, that's good,
Have you ever heard of Wrangler Star?
Wrangler Star.
It's the homesteader. Got a pretty big channel.
Yes, I have heard of him. Yes.
Yeah. He's got like two 250-gallon tanks set up, and it all pulls off of a creek that he's got on his property using, I can't think of the name of the pump that he's using. It's not an electric pump. It's operated by the current from the creek.
Oh, so he's using hydropower. The current from the
creek operates the pump.
Right.
Yeah, but it's
hydropower.
There's a name for the pump. Yeah, it's purely mechanical.
Right.
There's no veins or nothing. Water runs in and gets pushed. Gets a push.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's not super high pressure, but it's enough to get water up to his tanks.
Right. And what do they say? There's an equation for how much water flow you need to do that, correct?
Yep.
There's like some, is it 5 inches deep water flowing? Is that how it goes?
Yeah,
I don't want to give out misinformation, but I know there's an equation.
Yeah, I don't know. Yep, there is.
Is what's his name still in here? Prepping to endure. I have a question for you. Do you know the equation? Do you know the equation for using hydro? I want to say it's like 4 inch. I don't know. Hey, Mom. Soleil, how are you, sweetheart? Good to see you. Whose video did I watch? Oh, geez.
Because Wrangler Star got into, he built his own pump.
Yep.
And you got into what parts you need to do it and how to do it and all that.
Mom Slayer says it's a RAM.
There's a lot of videos on that. But
Mom Slayer says it's a RAM pump, Mr. Tolley.
RAM pump. That's it. Yep. Thanks, Moms. Yep. Operates on the current and pumps it up.
Yep.
Enough to go up an incline.
All right, prepping to endure doesn't have the answer. That's okay, man. I just was throwing it out there. Thought maybe you might know. Oh, not just you, but anybody. But
I don't even necessarily know that there's a hard and fast rule to it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't seem to recall. But I got CRS, so
Yeah, me too.
Comes
Me
with,
too.
you know, being 51.
I
Can't remember nothing.
You're talking about somebody who, when he goes and practices his bushcraft because he's not good at it, you know. I mean, I can deal with it if I had to, but you know, but I go when I practice, whether it's I sit in a chair and just do stuff I can do and whittle with a knife, not whittle with a knife, but use my knife and practice shit. And it's like if I don't do it all the time, it's like I want it to be, in case I need it, I want it to be a second nature type thing, you know.
Yeah.
Quasar, what's up? Did you get your invite, bro? She sent you
Yeah, I
one.
think I sent Nugs and Saints a link.
Yeah.
You should have it. What's up, brother Nugs?
And that's all that stuff is just repetition.
Right.
Just got to keep doing it. If you want to
Yep.
get good at making a bow drill fire, make a bow drill fire. Make lots of bow drill fires, so
Right.
you know how to do it.
And that's
If you're
what I
going to
want.
rely on a ferro rod to make your fire, get good at using a ferro rod to make that damn fire. You know, learn how to make your tinder bundles and your bird's nests and all that kind of stuff.
You know, and that's what I want to do with the prepping too.
Yeah.
And so it's second nature. So if something does happen, it's not, oh, what the fuck am I gonna do? What the blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and
Yeah.
fucking do what I need to do. You know?
Want to be fine.
Yeah.
I'm working
So-
on it right now. I'm doing videos. It's probably a year-long project, so I'm thinking I might just save all the video and post it all at one time. I'm building a teardrop trailer.
Oh,
And
nice.
I had the actual trailer frame built for me, as
Yep.
opposed to buying one. It probably cost me a little more to get it made,
Mhm.
but I know that it is 100% solid. I mean, I can get on this
Well,
thing and jump up and down. And I ain't worried about it with my 450 fucking pounds jumping on it. You know,
right on.
I'm sure me and my old lady's fat asses can get in there and sleep just fine. But
Oh, that's cool.
it's built for it.
You can take that thing anywhere.
Yeah, and I can pull it behind my old lady's car. I don't have to have my truck.
Yep. Yep.
Got a nice. I got a little 2-burner stove to put in there for the kitchenette. Gas for it.
What
Flip the back
what
up.
is
And you
what is
got
his
your kitchen.
name? There's a guy out in New York. What is his YouTube name? Oh shit!
I don't know.
He was like one of the first people I ever. He's like living off grid, and anyways, he was in a trailer. He put a wood stove in it. One of his earlier videos, he put a wood stove in this trailer. And I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And it was a weird wood stove because the sides of the wood stove didn't get hot. You know, so it wasn't like he was gonna accidentally burn himself that way. You know.
Yeah.
But
That's interesting.
yeah, what is his name? What is his name?
What's up, Nugs?
Nugs, what's going on?
Hey, Mikey. Hey, G. What's up?
Good
What's
to
up,
see
brother?
you. Mr. Nugs, you know Mr. Tolley?
Oh, I think I've seen him around before. How you doing, man?
Good. I get around.
Right?
I
That's
try
what she
anyway.
said. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Um,
My wife says as long as I keep it in my pants, we're all good.
that's all that counts, right? Do what the boss says, and we're all good.
Yeah.
Hey, Frank. Hey, Frank. Good to see you. How are you? Yeah. So it's I just try to do what I can do to to survive whatever I need to survive with. I mean, like I said, I got more candles in the church.
If shit hits the fan, are you guys going to stay where you're at?
Yeah,
or would you
I'm
guys
not.
leave?
Well, it all depends. If I have to leave, I have to leave. But my plan is to stay.
Right. Get you?
Some people will bug out, and that's whatever you got to do. You got to do. I'm not, telling people. You know what I'm saying? Each person's going to be different. Me, I'm staying.
Yep.
It's just like Bruce Lee said, "Move like water." You know,
Right.
you got to be willing to go with the flow, because if you want to become that brick wall, you're going to get smashed into.
Yep,
Yep.
you're right.
Exactly.
100% right. But like I said, if if I need to use, because you never know, there could be a time. Yeah, I could be in the house, okay,
Right.
but I could still need those bushcrafting tools. Yes, prepping to endure is Troy. Yes, do-it-yourself project. That is, you're right. You're 100% right. I mean, I might need those bushcrafting skills that I'm still learning,
Yep.
because you just don't know.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
You might have a situation where you don't have any sanitary water and you don't have any electricity. You
yep,
got to build yourself a fire.
It's
yeah,
good to know. It's good to know the skill. It's good to know the skill when you need
Yep.
it to use it.
yep,
It's better,
Most definitely.
better than needing to use it and not know it.
yeah. It's like my daughter asked me one day. She says, "Well, Daddy, if we lose power,
Mhm.
how are we gonna cook? How are we gonna?" I said, "Well, there's two ways." She says, "Well, what are they?" I says, "Well, there's a grill outside, right? I can boil water on a grill if I had to. Granted, the gas is eventually going to run out. I get that. But I said, there's woods in my backyard.
Yeah, but even then, you can still burn wood in that bitch.
Exactly.
You gut it
And
out and burn wood.
I had it's not an alcohol stove, but it's soon to be one. I bought a sterno. I bought a camping sterno stove, and I'm not knocking the makers, and I'm not knocking anybody that might have one. I don't
Mhm.
particularly care for it. Um, I just think it takes too long. So that got turned into like a little tiny ass wood stove. So I told her, I said, "Well, don't you worry about that, honey. Your father's a pyro. You will have hot water and you will not go without heat. So don't worry about it. You know."
Yeah.
Um, and the funny thing about it, well, not the funny thing about it, but the thing about it is too, is that all the stuff that I'm doing, I'm learning on YouTube and meeting people like all you guys.
Right.
You guys here on the panel and you guys out in the chat room. Um,
I think YouTube is great, man. It's brought a lot of
Oh
people
yeah.
together that would never have gotten. I never would have met G ever. I wouldn't have
Yep.
met Mike.
yep,
Same here.
You know.
And nugs for me and
The
yep,
amount of referencing possibilities that you can use YouTube for is ridiculous. You can look up anything.
Oh yeah.
And then you can check your facts to see if
Yeah.
that or the people that are saying whatever or teaching you about whatever are accurate or not. You
yeah.
can use your own discernment, your own judgment. You really can learn anything.
yeah.
Yeah. You can. It's great.
It's great. I mean, even I mean, like you said, you can do anything, and so in a situation where let's say it might be a little while. All right, so uh, I might need to know how to make things to whether it be through clothing or what have you, or like Mr. Tolley does. He makes you know holsters and he makes all this. You know what I mean? So, or
Yeah.
you might need to make a knife. You don't know what that situation is going to bring. So it does it. It helps
Right.
in all phases of life, and I think it's great.
I'm actually doing that right now. I'm teaching myself how to make a knife.
Are you really? That's
Yeah,
freaking
he
awesome.
is.
That's freaking awesome.
No, you should look at it, dude. Fucking nugs got that bitch looking right.
That's awesome. I think that's great. Um, I always wanted to take. There's a I used to have it. I threw it out, but I just saw it at the store the other day. It cost like freaking $13. It's a little tiny charcoal grill. Seriously,
Yeah.
it's like if it's 14 inches tall, I miss my guess. It's a round one, and I actually saw a guy on YouTube turn that thing into a forge.
Well,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
and so I commented on his video and I asked him. I said because he used the flex pipe with a hair dryer and then some duct tape at the end for the hair dryer, and he put the hair dryer on low for his heat, So I asked him. I says, "Can you hard pipe that?" He said, "Shit, I didn't even think about that." I would assume so. He says, "All you would need is a 45 and a 90 or 290s or whatever, however you want to do it,
Yeah.
because it's a perfect 4-inch hole down the bottom, of the grill.
right.
It's a perfect 4-inch hole. If you want to go so far as to get a reducer, you go to any HVA joint. Oh shit! You don't have to go there. You can go to friggin' Home Depot and get a reducer.
Hardware store. Yeah.
Yeah, you can go get a 4x2 or whatever it is. Whatever you need.
Right.
Most, I think it's 1 3/4. I think he said that the hairdryer he was using was 1 3/4. So you buy yourself a 2-inch and you just tape the piss out of the end.
Me personally, I'd take it down to 1.25 inches, but that's just me. Get a piece 1.25 straight
Yeah.
pipe and fucking
You're
some
right.
nipples.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you're right though. It's cool, and I'm thankful that I've learned this stuff, because I'm gonna tell you, I'd be that person that there'd be a tornado coming, or there'd be whatever, right? Or we'll use last winter as an example. There'd be yet again another blizzard hitting friggin' Boston, and I'm that guy on his way home from work that doesn't have any gas in his car, that's stuck in traffic up the wazoo, that has to stop at a shopping center to go get milk and bread for his kids or whatever, and I'm like, I'm not that guy. I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean?
Nope.
I always keep a 2-gallon gas jug in my truck. Always. Always. You never know.
Now, how about you guys here? I can't be the only one that does this because I'm not that smart. Do you guys bring? I don't know how far you guys travel for work, but I travel like 22 miles one way to go to work. Okay,
Right.
while I'm at work, when I get my license back, I'm driving. I'm in Boston. I'm driving to like Mount Washington in New Hampshire. You know what I'm saying? That's how far. I mean, I'll put 380 miles, 400 miles on a truck in a day. And for a non-CDL guy, that's a lot of mileage. And in the winter, if anybody's familiar with the Northeast or anybody's familiar with snow in the mountains, it's not good. So I carry a very, very small bag, right?
Oh, yeah.
I got a fire steel in it, ferrocerium rod in it. I have four what do you call it? Protein bars in it. I have a change of clothes in it. I have a huge heavy sweatshirt in it. And like I said, I got a change of clothes, long underwear, thermals, the whole nine. And I have 2 wool blankets. Well, not one's wool, one isn't. But I have 2 blankets in there. And I bring that with me in the wintertime. That's in everywhere I go. And I even make my wife do it. I make my wife, and she doesn't go far, but she breaks down, and they say, "Oh, hey, lady, it's going to be 2 hours, 2.5 hours." She's too far to walk home, but you know what I mean. She's going to be waiting on a wrecker for whatever. If she's got the kids, I need it to be warm. I need it to be semi-warm, as warm as you can get, right? So she's been doing that. So you know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know.
You guys do anything like that? Do you have like do you have like a car bag or truck bag or whatever the hell you call it?
I keep a bag in my truck. Got a full change of clothes. Got a couple extra pairs of socks. Keep your feet dry.
Yep.
I got an extra jacket in there. Got an old jacket in there that I used to have. I got a blanket, jumper cables, Don't have any water in there, but I have a little, those little Swiss stoves.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're kind of like a sterno stove. I keep one of those in there in a Stanley pot, so I can melt snow if I have to. And then I have my regular going to work bag. I've got another change of clothes in there, and I keep an extra blanket in there. I got a multi-tool in there. Got a pocket knife in there.
That's what I was going to say, Scott. You always hear about bug out bags, like my bug out bags. Each bag, Scott, I always have tools. You never hear tools. Like,
Tools.
you hear
I got a toolkit in my...
you hear a multi-tool,
I got a toolkit.
but a multi-tool can only go so far, you know?
Right.
Yeah. No, I have a toolkit in my truck.
That's smart.
Sockets and wrenches.
Yes. Sockets, wrenches, Allen keys, fucking hammer. I got a saw. I got all that shit in my bag, dude. I mean, you have to. You never know. I got rope, paracord.
Yep.
Like I said, gas. People are like, you drop gas in your truck? Yeah, I got a 2-gallon jug. I mean, it's a gas can, of course, but I keep it in my truck. It's all bagged up. You can't smell it, and you never know. Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to.
I keep a can. I keep a 5-gallon can in the back, in my toolbox in the back.
Yeah.
But I've got 2 axes in my truck, full size. Well, one's a boy's axe, and the other one's a double bit. I mean, if I get stranded somewhere with my truck, I could probably build a cabin and live in it.
Good. Just real quick, I want to run out to the chat room and say a few people are just, I don't know, just came in that I didn't recognize that I'd like to. To Token, thanks for coming. Always appreciate it. Paper Tiger, good to see you. Stan, how are you? Good to see you. So there was somebody else I think I missed. P. NASCARs.
NASCAR.
Listen, isn't it great? You know what? We're not going nowhere tonight, P. NASCARs. So, you know what? Gee.
What's up, man? I got it.
P. NASCAR shows up to the chat,
My
right?
boy. Absolutely.
And I'm always saying goodnight. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I made this thing where I'll do my best not to do that, but so P. NASCARs, I'm glad you made it. And P. NASCARs drives 74 miles one way, so you got me by like almost times 4.
Yeah.
3.5 anyway.
I drive like 2 miles. I just work across town.
Well, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. At least you save on fuel.
I go a month on a tank of gas in my F-150.
So Frank carries wool blankets, Doritos, and his X-33 slingshot. On the X-33 slingshot, I believe those are illegal in this godforsaken state, but let's not. I digress on this state. So
I got a cheap ass Jennings 9 that rides in my truck.
But the other thing I wanted to, I asked my wife to do it. To be honest with you, I didn't want to do it myself. I seen somebody make on YouTube. I'll probably mispronounce this word, but I'm gonna try anyway. A Borelli. It's a sweatshirt made out of a wool blanket. That's what I call it.
Oh yeah.
And this particular guy that I watched, he made it big ass pockets on the front so you can put shit in there. But he made them deep enough where they're not gonna fall out. The shit ain't gonna fall out of his pocket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hood, the whole nine, the whole thing. And when he made it, he made the hood separate, where it would tear away if something happened or whatever. He made it part of, you know what I mean? Of course, this guy used a, like 100%, whatever the hell the grade was, wool blanket that cost him like, $200, but.
Yeah, I don't think I'd do that.
I'm thinking I can go down to Surplus and buy one for like $50, $40, and so he'll be just as happy. But
might have a US on it. Put that on the front.
Exactly. But I said to the wife, maybe you should try that.
Well, and that, you know, if the stuff does hit the fan and you got to bug out and, you know, everything really goes south, you know, do you have a place to go? Do you have a group of people to hang out with? Because, you know, in reality, my wife and I will be fine, but
Right.
I can share my skills and make a lot of other people be fine too. You know, I know how to do a lot of things that I've just learned over the years because Mom said, learn everything you can while you can.
Yep.
So I did. I used to be a mechanic, so I can fix shit. I'm probably one of the few guys, you know, that knows how to sew clothes, how to actually make the patterns and make the clothes.
Yeah, see, I don't know. That's what that guy did with that Borelli. I don't know. That's why I said have my wife do it.
Well, and those are really simple to make too.
See, like if I watch somebody do something, or I'm with them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can probably do anything I wanted. You know what I'm saying? But I'll go on G's chat, right, G, and we'll talk at least, you know, for a little while about knives, right? And do you know I still can't get down pat these different type of blades? I don't mean Tonto to you know, I mean like the different type of grinds. You know, I still don't get, you know, and I looked it up on the computer, right? And
Black grinds,
yeah, what the computer does is they give you this type of a profile, right? So you're looking at the point of it, and it's showing like a triangle, and it's showing like a this, and I was like, no, why? I want to know, is this a high grind this way? Is it, you know, what I did learn through you and through other guys on here about knives is that when the grind is low down to here, like on a Mora,
Yeah, the
right?
Scandies.
The Scandies, right? They say it's not good for, like, you know, cutting a tomato. You can, it will, obviously, they're sharp enough, they could probably cut a freaking nail if they wanted to, but because it's a Scandi grind and because it's, you know, so low, you want a high grind for doing shit like that. This is what I'm told.
Right.
I don't,
Like
again,
a full flat grind.
Right. But it wouldn't show this side of it online. You know what I'm saying? It just showed the point.
Right.
So, yeah, you got it. You know that.
Yeah,
You know,
she's
or
probably
like
got a pile of knives sitting here to look at.
like a Skinner. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
Yo, real quick,
Well, yeah, the
Yeah,
different.
what do you call it? I suggested Nugs, brother Nugs over here, said, gee, I don't want to spend more than like $50. So I told him, I said, you know, the best knife you can get, you know, the best bang for your dollar is a Spyderco, of course.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So I referred him, I suggested him the Spyderco Tenacious.
The one that I have.
And the Mannix, the one that you got, yeah?
Yep.
Tell him about the Tenacious, Mikey. How do you?
Say it again, G?
Mikey's got one.
Yeah, I don't have it with me. It's
asking you to tell Nugs what you think.
Oh, the Spyderco Nugs? Nugs, you gotta get it. You won't.
Yeah.
You won't. You'll love that knife. It is everything I want in a knife. They're just
stay sharp.
They're sharp as anything. I mean, yeah, every knife has a purpose for everything you're gonna do. You know, are you gonna take it out in the woods and do this and that with it? Probably not. But for everyday carry knife, yeah, absolutely.
That's why I love Spyderco, man.
They're good knives.
Spyderco, you get the best bang for your dollar.
There's so much about knives that, shit, I can't even
Right.
begin to touch the surface of them. You know, I know I like this knife because I've had it for years.
Now, what's that?
This is my Smith & Wesson SWA 25, man. This has served me well. and it's got a convex grind, or
Yep.
convex primary grind. And, it's been a great knife. It's not assisted. It's solid. I don't know. Everybody says they're cheap knives, and that may be so, but that served me really well. I've used it. I've carried it for about 3 years for the most part, all the time. I started carrying my Kershaw Brawler, and that's assisted.
Yep.
Assisted Tanto.
Yeah, I got
carry a Spyderco from time to time.
I just got
There's so many
That's why I
different
love
ones out there. They're all different.
a very good
I
friend.
love my Mannix XL too. Spyderco. This is my favorite Spyderco.
A very good friend of mine just gave me a Kershaw Blast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's assisted, and this thing comes out. This thing comes out like a bloop. That comes right out. It's got the Tanto with the serrated there. That thing comes out with some, with some authority.
Yeah, that's what
Yes, sir.
that's what I like about it. I like that speed safe. It's pretty nice.
Zero tolerance.
Yep.
Zero tolerance. These things come out like a fucking mad hornet boy.
Yeah.
I think my fastest one is the little Benchmade Lurch that I got. God, that thing comes out of there like I got a Gerber that comes out. They're both lightning fast.
Yeah. Somebody just wrote something.
This is my Benchmade. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead, G.
No. Go ahead, bro.
No, somebody wrote something in the chat, and I saw it in on the Conundrum chat earlier tonight. Yeah, P. NASCAR just wrote it. He says, just for information, his local Walmart opened up to ammo case. They're selling it out and not to be restocked. And 504 Dirt Dot was in Johnny and was on the panel tonight with Johnny and TR. And he was watching a video today, and somebody went in and bought I hope I say this right, a $450 gun, and walked out paying $350 or $300.
$350 at Walmart.
Okay.
Yep.
AR-15 winter only.
Right. Somebody's saying that Walmart is going no more tactical, no more guns, no more ammo.
Yep.
Peanuts, guys. Is that what you're saying?
I just saw Mule's post.
Because they are. DePlancy just said he saw that same video saying they're selling firearms for half price.
Yep, they're getting rid of everything.
My
Walmart here doesn't sell.
Why is Walmart?
My Walmart doesn't sell guns, so.
Well, Massachusetts Walmarts don't sell guns, but New Hampshire, which as you guys know, like right down the street from, does, and Kmart also does. So hopefully Kmart will continue to. But the closest Kmart in New Hampshire to me, I believe, is like 25 miles away, 30 miles away. So. But that's okay because so isn't the closest Bass Pro Shop. So I'm not going to be without a gun or without ammo or without, Although, as we know, Walmart is cheaper to buy ammo at. So.
Yeah. I just make some when I need it.
This is probably my favorite everyday carry knife right here.
Paper Tiger said not all of them are. I'm sorry, G. Paper Tiger said not all of them are, just some of them. Go ahead, G. Let me get you on there. All right, go ahead. I got you.
This is all titanium Boker braking.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is probably my favorite everyday carry. I mean, they're a little pricey. I think they're like $1.45. But I'm telling you, you can't even feel it in your pocket. I mean, you just see how.
Yeah. See, I don't usually carry a big knife if I can avoid it.
Right. Well,
You can't even feel it in your pocket. It's light. It's like 2 ounces.
My favorite one to carry is that Benchmade Lurch. It's small. I can drop it in a pocket and don't even know it's there.
Yeah, that's how I feel about my Spyderco Spyderco Southern, Brad Southern. Small enough to conceal.
Yep.
Small enough to conceal, and it's big enough to fight with.
I told you guys that story
Southern,
about me carrying my Mora companion, right? So you guys know I can't carry a gun in Mass just yet. So it was late at night one night, and I'm going to buy, like I did tonight, right before the chat started, I went out and bought cigarettes. But where I buy them is the local little peach store, 7-Eleven, whatever you want to call it. And it's not in the best of neighborhoods. So I said, well, I'm not going, and they've been robbing places and everything, holding people up at knife point and gun point and all that. So I said, well, I got to give myself a little bit of a chance anyways, you know. So I took my Mora companion with me, and I put it on my belt, and I'm going to get a Mountain Dew and a pack of cigarettes like I did a little while back. And this police officer was standing behind me, and he says to me, he says, we're just making small talk, and he says, hey, I got a question for you. He goes, what's that? He goes, what's up with the knife? I go, oh, that's the state of Massachusetts won't allow me to carry a gun yet. And, he smirked and snickered, So he looks at me and he goes, I said, it's legal, you want to see it? He said, sure, I'll take a gander at it. So I showed him. I says, what? Don't put your finger on that blade or your thumb on that blade, you will cut it. And he goes, yeah, he says, a dull knife's kind of like carrying a friggin' empty gun. He goes, yeah, just as dumb. And so we talked for a little while, but he couldn't believe that I was carrying the knife. I goes, well, dude, I goes, come on. I said, these places are getting robbed left and right. I said, I got to give myself a little bit of a chance. It ain't much. I'm not going to bring a knife to a gunfight, but, I got to give myself a little bit.
Don't forget, Mike, you can go ask any doctor. If you ask them what's worse, a gun wound or a knife wound, you'll be surprised.
Yeah, I'll take the gun wound. Yeah. As long as it's not in my head or in a vital, I'll take the gun wound.
Actually, I think it's like 35 or 38% of people that are stabbed with a knife die from it. And it's only like 20% or low 20s, high 20s that people with a gunshot. Yeah, look it up, dude. More people die from a knife wound than they do a gunshot wound.
Imagine you get fucking skinned.
No doubt. I mean, look at this knife. I mean, it's the Tonto blade with a serrate on it, right? So I stick that in somebody's belly or in somebody's sternum or whatever, and somebody's chest, whatever, and I just do this once. That's tearing up. Just a serrate alone will tear up everything that's in there. So yeah, I could see that.
Well, especially if the blade gets twisted at all,
Yep.
You got some nice serrations like
You're right. I could go
on
with
my
that.
K-bar.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see that happening. Oh, it's like I'll take it like 10 steps down. I prefer to be punched in the mouth any day of the week before you slap me. You know what I mean? It's like I used to beg my mother, Mom, make a fist, will you? And she's like, what? I goes, that really just stings. It's like, I'd rather just have you punch me in the mouth. And she just looked at me like I had 3 heads. You are a sick puppy. I goes, no. I says, it doesn't. I mean, it hurts, but it's like falling when you were a kid. You're falling into thorns. Remember how you know what I mean? Or you're wearing a pair of shorts and hit a thorn, you didn't know it. It's like, you know what I mean? I'd rather just, no. That shit hurts too much. You know what I mean?
That's funny though. Mom, make a fist, would you?
Absolutely. Wow, Bushon has 6 machetes. His favorite is the Gerber Gator Jr. His buddy has one from Costa Rica.
I'll get him, son. I'll get him.
That's awesome.
I'll be right back.
I don't have a machete. I don't even know if machetes are legal in Mass. There's another item you probably should have in a prep, right? As a machete or something, at least something a little bit large. Right?
Yeah, that's why I keep my K-bar.
Yeah.
It's not a machete, but it's got a 9-inch blade, so.
Yeah. some type of a sharpening stone or whatever,
Yep.
or a strap, whatever, right?
Well, I can always use a belt for a strap.
Yeah, that's true.
Worst comes to worst.
Yep.
But I do keep one of them Smith's double diamonds. Sits in
Do
the
ya?
truck.
That's
Because I
cool.
can use that to sharpen a knife or sharpen an axe.
Yeah, you want to hear something silly? You're talking about axes. So there's a little tiny hatchet up north, right? Up the trailer. Is at my brother's. And so we're splitting wood and everything, and it's a lot of it was green. So we're using a log splitter. So sometimes with the log splitter it doesn't go all the way, and so you have
Yeah.
like half and half there. Well, I take the hatchet and I'm like, what the hell? And my brother says, what? I goes, this thing ain't sharp enough to freaking kill an ant. And he goes, oh, hatchets aren't supposed to be sharp. And I goes, what do you want, drugs?
Like hell it ain't.
I go, why would you not sharpen a friggin' hatchet? That's just dumb.
My hatchet's almost sharp enough to shave with.
Right. I'm like,
But it's because it's cheap steel. It won't retain the edge for long. But now my boy's axe, on the other hand, is a good axe. It's God, what the hell is it? It's a Craftsman. It's from way back. It was my uncle's, back in the 40s. So it's still made of good steel. And that thing, I've cut trees down and stuff with it, and it's still shaving sharp. So it'll still flay hair off my arm.
yep.
It'll cut through a 2-inch sapling in one swing.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. But yeah, I said to my brother, why? He's, well, I just use it as a wedge, so to speak. And I go, no.
No.
No, you don't. I says, if you need to cut down something, that's as useless as tits on a board right now for you.
Yep. It's all it's good for is being a wedge.
Exactly. Exactly.
I've been unimpressed with these Open L knives lately. Out of 4 of them that I ordered, every frickin' one of them was crap edge on it.
Yeah.
To where I could sit here with my little Smith's rig, and I can sit here for 45 minutes and barely get it to where I want it.
The Saint just wrote something on the Walmart. He said on 6/25/15, our focus as it relates to firearms should be hunters and people who shoot sporting clays and things like that. Walmart CEO Douglas McMillan told CNN that week. And there's the reason behind all that shit.
And that's fine. I understand that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Our Walmart did sell guns at one time, and Walmart's one of those stores too that if something's not selling, they're not going to stock it.
Right.
So every location is a little different.
Again,
if
I'm
my
so
Walmart
used to
didn't
not.
sell guns.
I'm so
We
used to
got
not having it.
one really
so.
big gun shop close by,
Yeah.
and they'll advertise 5,000 guns in stock.
Right.
At all times. So, and they do have a shitload of guns.
Yeah.
I should do a video one day. Just walk through there. I do a lot of business with them.
Yeah, exactly, Frank. You
They
can't
do
notch
too much
precisely.
misses.
Yeah. Frank was saying that you can't notch with a dull blade. Absolutely. The Saint said Time Business estimates the company sold between 1,700 to 1,800 guns in 2013 from its nearly 4,000 stores nationwide, about a third of which carry AR-15 rifles.
Wow. I should see about the ammo, though. I should run in there and take a look.
Yeah, I'm
They
sure.
do carry a lot of pistol. They've had a lot of pistol ammo. If it's cheap, I'll buy it, but it's so cheap for me to reload right now. 9mm is the only thing that it pays for me to buy.
Now, is 9 the only thing your main reloading is the 9mm?
No, I reload everything I shoot.
Really?
Yeah, I can't afford to buy 41 Magnum to
I wish
buy
you
that.
told me.
That's $50 a box.
Uh,
50
I,
bucks a box for cheap ammo.
Working class woodsman's when I was shooting his 17 HMR, that Ruger he's
Yeah.
got.
Can't reload that. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, those are so small. It's just
Well, it's rimfire. Just can't reload it.
yeah, but it's just you can't. But my kid brother, he had like friggin' 4 or 5 friggin' 5-gallon buckets, full of brass 922 friggin' name one.
Yeah,
And
I take it all. I take all the 22 and I take it to the recycling center.
that's what he does. Well, that's what he does with everything.
Yeah.
Because there's not many people around here reload. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I really need to find 357 Magnum brass. I'm out of it for the most part. I got like 60 pieces of 357 Magnum brass.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second, and I'll get right back to you. I promise.
Oh, I don't care.
Justin, because I don't want to do it. Okay, because it's my chat, and I have the right to. So those are the breaks.
Wow, what was that about?
So I'll tell you in a minute.
There must be a lot going on in the external tonight.
Yeah. 420 come in. Well, I'll tell you later. Bush Hunt said he's giving away 200 rounds of 9mm and 200 rounds of 223 polished brass with primers for my giveaway.
Wow.
Really? See, and that sucks, Bush, because you know what? I don't have a weapon that takes 9 or 223. So.
Yep. I'm slowly working up my 223 brass.
My brother
only got
does
a few hundred pieces of it.
My brother's got the Ruger LC9.
Does he reload though?
He does not.
I cast my own bullets for what do I cast? 45, 9mm, 357, 38, 41 Magnum. I'm always looking for lead too. Wheel weights. Freaking wheel weights make some of the best bullets.
it goes beyond that, Justin. You can call me all the names you want, bro. I've been called worse by better people, my brother. So there ain't a name in the book you're gonna call me that I haven't heard. Called somebody else. Been called. Dude, you're talking about somebody who actually doesn't give a fuck what people call him. So you can say anything you want.
Anything but late for dinner, I couldn't give two shits.
Absolutely. And if you look at the size of me, I ain't been late for dinner for 100 years. Thanks, Saint. Yeah, I love it. I love that muzzleloader. The muzzleloader that we showed, Saint, that was as you know, you saw the video, so that was Ed's. That's not mine. But I love my my muzzleloader.
What do you got?
I got a Thompson Center Traditions 50 cal.
Okay.
I absolutely love it. And
Cool.
We sighted it in a week ago, Sad, as you saw the video, but I didn't take a video of doing that one. We took the video of the 12 gauge Mossberg and my his Ruger 17 HMR. So
That's cool.
but it was a good time, you know, a lot of fun. And now that's something interesting I never used in my life. Learned something, you know. That's why I wrote what I wrote. To working class woodsman. I learned something, and I've never used. Hang on one sec, Gaps, and I'll ask him in a minute. And welcome, by the way. I've never used a bore sighter before, ever.
Oh, damn, they're handy.
Yeah, and working class woodsman had one, and that's what we used. And we walked that sumbitch right up to the target. It was beautiful. You know what I mean? He put it in there, boom. It took us, I believe, 7 or 8 rounds to sight that in. You know, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, bore sighters are well worth the money.
Justin, listen, don't make, how many freaking names you got that I have to freaking, because I'm not doing it now, dude. We're having a chat. We're having a good time. I'm not here to get into it with your issues with other people here on YouTube. I made a decision. I'm a grown ass man. I'm 48. I will be 48 years old pretty soon. And I made a decision. It has nothing to do with RTT, brother. 0. 100% 0 to do with RTT. Can I say that any clearer? 0 to do with RTT. Okay? All right. Thank you.
Is 420 out there trying to start shit or what?
Nah, he's just mad because I blocked him.
Oh.
And I don't know, you know, apparently he's got 42,000 names he can come in on, so but Joe Quantum Hot School, I don't know where he went. He said to be right back. So when he comes back, you know what I mean? He'll be back. Hey, Johnny Mashford Arms, what's up, my brother? Did you see the video I did last week, brother? You'll love it. It's I did a shooting video with working class woodsmen, and we shot a Mossberg, not a Remington. You knew I had to throw that in there, Johnny.
I took my tactical Mossberg, old ancient Mossberg 500 that was thrown out of the back of a pickup truck.
Yep.
During a police chase. I took that, out to the range. I put my 2.5 power shotgun scope on it, and I was shooting at 50 yards and grouping about 3 inches with slugs
There you go.
with an 18.5-inch barrel on it. I was
That's
impressed.
nice. And I told you last week what I did. I bought the stupid wrong rounds. we still shot it. We still put them through it. You know. Yeah. It was you can tell because I had already sighted into Mossberg. So and you can tell it was the ammo because we had the bags there for and so you can tell it was the ammo. That's working class wasn't pointed that out to me. He's like, it's just going off a little because it's just twirling too much on you,
Yeah.
Spinning, twirling, however you want to put it, but you know what I mean. I was gonna shoot the Sabot rounds, and I says, I want my shoulder to stay where it is. But I'll tell you though, that Ruger 17.
I shoot all 3-inch shells.
Do you really? My Mossberg doesn't take the 3-inch shells. It takes the up to 2 3/4, I believe.
Oh, mine will take 3 inches.
I think. Am I right on that?
It's a 500 should take 3-inch.
Yeah, it's a 500A. It should. You know what? I don't want to say that it doesn't. Let me say it this way. I haven't put one in it yet. How's that?
It should say on the barrel.
Yeah. Johnny's gonna
Both my
lap.
shotguns will take 3-inch.
Johnny's gonna lap his ass off. My brother and I are shooting the shit, and he says, "I think I'm gonna go buy his kid. He thinks he's gonna buy a Remington." I goes, "No, you're not. You can't do that to me." I goes, "I won't even take off my. I don't know if you saw the video of it or not, but I didn't even take. The little dumbass sticker they put on the stock.
Yeah.
I never even took it off, just because it says Mossberg on it. But like Johnny and I were talking about it one night. They are the same. They are the same fucking gun, pretty much. You know what I mean?
No.
Well, I mean, yeah.
The Remington's a steel receiver and Mossberg's aluminum. I mean, they're totally different. But still, I don't know. I'm not one of those guys that's all about the brand and the make of the gun. I shoot what I like, what feels good, and what shoots good for me.
Yeah.
My Mossberg shoots good for me. For it shoots slugs and buckshot really well, and it makes a great security type rifle shotgun, and that's what I built it for. My Charles Daly is inexpensive. Well, it was really inexpensive for me because I had to do some work to it.
Right.
I'm into the thing. It's a semi-automatic 12 gauge, and I'm into it for $110. So
yeah,
and it shoots really well. It shoots true to aim, and it takes 3-inch shells. Should do good for ducks.
Oh, absolutely. There's a couple of people out here, and I forgot because I was supposed to. I got into talking, and I totally forgot. So I had to go back to see who it was that wanted to know. Who was it? It was somebody new too.
Uh-oh.
Was he? Is it new? Or then I get into it with what's his name? Oh, Afton Hensley. Afton, if you're still here, I'm about to ask him. And also, who just asked it down here? It's the Saint. They want to know what you're making because I didn't ask on air. I asked off air.
I'm just sharpening up an Opinel.
Okay.
I finished up my magazine pouch, so that's ready to get used, and got the knife sheath that I'm doing that video on for you.
Yep. So for those that don't know what he's
Not really working on anything tonight.
What Mr. Tully is saying for me is that he's not making me a knife sheath. He's gonna make me a sheath, and Mr. Tully's helping me with making a knife sheath because I need to.
You want
right, Mr. Tully?
You want to learn how to make them. You want to learn how to make them.
Yep. So Mr. Tully is being very helpful with that.
I do have a piece of leather cut out. I'm making a cowboy style holster for my 41 Magnum. So I kind of got it rough cut right now.
Yeah.
I've never done one before. So it should be an interesting one. We'll see how it turns out. I've never done one, so the pattern and everything, it's not like I can pull a pattern off the shelf and cut it out and put it together. It's everything I do is custom. They're all my own designs. So, I finished that holster for my Taurus, my 38 Special. That was the first revolver holster I ever made. That came out pretty nice. I'll be toting that one pretty soon. I just got to work up a nice plus P load for it.
Right. Wow, we can't make up. Is a 41 mag a lever action? That's a good question, Joel. I'm going to get you an answer in 1 second.
You can get them in a lever action. Winchester made one. Mine happens to be the Ruger Blackhawk. So that's the way I like shooting them. It's a big round. I mean, the ballistics are about the same as a 44 Magnum, and not quite as much recoil.
Right.
Unless you load it like I do. It is a Ruger.
Right.
Rugers will take a little more abuse than a lot of them will.
I'll tell you that Ruger 17 that Working Class Woodsman has. You want to talk about recoil? Holy shit! My shoulder hurt so bad I took Monday off.
From a 17 HMR.
I'm being totally sarcastic.
You're a bigger wuss than I thought you were. Just for a little size comparison. I don't know how well this will show.
Hang on 1 second. I got to answer somebody. P. NASCAR says, I just want to learn how to start and have a firearms chat. Hopefully I can figure it out. Yeah, Pete, one of these nights I'll help you out with that. It's really kind of easy to do a chat. Dude, I did it. Dude, if I can do it, you can do it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's really not that difficult. I'm sorry, Mr. Tully. Go right ahead, please. Let me go inside here and click on you. Bingo.
Well, that's a 9mm.
Yep.
Compared to a 41 Magnum.
That's a 41 mag on the right? Okay.
Yep.
Obviously. Cool.
So
just a tad bit bigger.
Yeah. You get a 115 grain bullet compared to a 210.
210?
That's what I'm shooting, yeah.
I was shooting 270 grain, what do you call it, with 150 grain of pellet with 150 of the Pyrodex out of my muzzle.
Black powder gun? Yeah.
That would work pretty well, I think. So I think I'm going to stay with them. I have no reason not to. So
as long as you can keep it on target.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all that really matters.
I actually like my buddy's black powder. It's it's not a recoil. It's yes, it's technically recoil, but it's not like bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was expecting some out of mine, and it was less than his.
Huh.
You
I don't know.
know?
I haven't shot any black powders. I don't own any yet. It's
Oh,
on
they're
my
fun.
list.
They're fun,
But I
especially
want
now
to.
you got the inlines and everything. And
Well, yeah. I'm more old fashioned than that.
oh, you want the flintlock?
I want a Hawkins. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, no, I want
really?
a cap lock. I want a
Cap lock.
Hawkins style.
Yep.
Always had a thing for the 50 caliber Hawkins. So
Yep.
someday I'll build one. I ain't buying one. I'll build it.
Right.
Because what are the skills good for if you can't use them?
Good night, Jason. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
I
That's
can
the
know
thing.
all the stuff in the world, but using it, you got to keep your skills too.
Right.
You know, that's why I buy junk guns all the time. It keeps my gunsmithing skills honed. You know, and I make parts from time to time, and which usually gets pretty methodical because it's mostly file work that I do to make them, but they work. And that is all that matters. My Taurus 38, I got parts that I had to make in that. Didn't have to. I could have bought them.
I hear that's a very nice gun to own, the Taurus.
Well, mine's a old police issue,
Okay.
so it's a surplus gun.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a thing for police issue guns. I got my Ballister Molina was a police issue. I'm looking for a Smith & Wesson police positive. Keeping my eyes out for one. But that stuff is, you know, it gets kind of spendy.
Yeah. It's like when I do get my LTC up here, I really would love to own a Beretta, the PK4, the Storm, PK4
PX4?
Storm. Yeah,
PX4.
PX4. I said PK. I'm sorry, but yeah, I definitely would love to own one of those. And my kid brother's like, "You do realize it's not a carry gun?"
Sure it is.
I goes, "Yeah, it is in the winter."
It ain't any bigger than my Sigma is, my Smith & Wesson Sigma.
Yeah, but isn't it the whole idea of concealing to conceal it and have it not be not concealed?
I don't know. Screw them.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't care.
So like, because it's
Yeah.
bulky. Am I right? Because it's a decent size.
Well, I think the Sigma is not quite as bulky, but I carry outside the waistband. And if
Right.
somebody sees my stuff, they see my stuff. I don't care.
Yeah, well, when
Well,
I do, I'm going to carry outside the waistband too. I mean, that's just the way life
Yeah.
goes.
It is legal to carry open carry in Minnesota, though.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have that luxury here.
Some states it's not. My nephew open carries too, is M&P.
Yeah.
So
Good night.
I don't know.
Good night, Johnny. Thanks for coming in, man.
It's one of those things. It's a bone of contention with a lot of people. You know, do you conceal or do you not conceal?
Right.
I don't know.
I had this conversation with my brother and my dad.
Yeah.
Two of my brothers and my dad. And I look at it this way. And I understand the other side of the fence. My thought process, if you see somebody that's open carry, okay, and you're in a wherever, I don't care where you are, name somewhere, okay. Now, when I say to you guys out there and to Mr. Tolley, when I'm talking about open carry, I'm not talking about, this isn't Texas. I'm not talking about being able to go down a friggin' Applebee's and bring my AR and park it at my dinner table. I'm not talking about.
Christ, no.
Okay, I'm not talking about rifles and shotguns. I'm talking about handguns only. All right, Kanzi,
Yeah.
how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for coming. So I've already taught my daughters and my son that if you see somebody, because we go to Maine, Vermont, all right, so they'll see people open carrying. And I said, well, because my daughter brought it to my attention, I said, yep. I said, and she said, is he a policeman? And I said, nope, not that I know of. I said, but he's not in a uniform policeman. I said, but I says, in some states you can carry a gun and for people to see it. I says, in our state we can't do that. You guys are way too young to worry about it. I said, but I need you guys to know that just because you see somebody that's carrying a gun doesn't mean he's a bad guy. Okay.
Nope.
I said, so now, having said that, I think that carrying open, let's use the liquor store because everybody robs the liquor store, right? So having carrying open, I think, would deter a situation in a liquor store for somebody robbing it if they see somebody that's open carrying. And if not, it's going to be a gunfight.
Yep.
If you're willing to get shot, well, then you're a sick bastard. Because I haven't met anybody yet that's willing to be shot. You know what I'm saying? Like even our guys on the front, guys and girls, overseas, yeah, they fight for our country, but they're not saying, please shoot me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on.
They're not saying, come shoot me. They're taking that chance every day.
Right?
Yeah.
So
that's what a lot of people don't understand about our military. They think they're, that they're just, some people really think poorly of the military. And I'm like, you know what? These people are putting their lives on the line every freaking day so that we can have our freedoms. Don't be knocking the military.
JQHS, better known as Joel's Quantum Hard School, Mexico, he says, when I see open carry, I start profiling them just in case. With respect, and not like I'm looking at tits. Hard not to stare. Whoop, I lost it. Went back up again. Hang on. Hard not to look at an open carry like a nice set of jugs. So I do though. I look at it as a deterrent.
I kind of do too.
I don't have an issue with it. Now, what would I do? I don't know. Well, in the state of Massachusetts, I have no choice. I have to conceal it. So, and it's not a special permit like in some states. I don't have to go and get a special permit to get a concealment. When I have we call it an LTC up here, license to carry. When I get an LTC, when a person from Massachusetts gets an LTC up here, it is known that you're carrying that concealed. So,
yeah.
There's no special permit. There's no filing for this or that crap. But anyway, so I don't have a problem with the open carry. I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the way Vermont does business, the way Maine now. Maine is the same way. Maine doesn't. Maine and hey Kelly, how are you? Kelly, did you get anything today in the mail? Someone just wrote something.
I did.
The Saint.
I got nothing in the mail today, Mike.
You didn't?
What's up with that?
Saint wrote, open carry is like gambling and porn. It's okay, just not in front of all the public. And I get that. I'm with you. I see the other side of the fence. I don't have a problem.
And I usually have a like a light pullover shirt on or something to kind of I'm not intentionally trying to conceal, but I don't want everybody to be staring at me because they think I'm a bad guy.
But now, do you see? I also believe in education too. Like I'm trying to teach my daughters
Exactly.
so that they're not shocked. They're not, oh my God, mommy, mommy, mommy. Like if they're not with me and they're with their mother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So just educate. I mean, it's like it's
Yep.
really not hard, especially if they're young. If they're young, they're more attentive. They're more. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, you got to teach them young. You know, and if you saw that video I did for gun enthusiasts, my regular carry gun is a 45.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you can look at my holster and see that it's been toted. It's been carried.
Right.
The gun is surprisingly does not look like it's been carried a whole lot, but the holster you can tell. You know, and it's one of my holsters that I make, so it's a nice holster.
Yep.
So I'm not running around with some tactical Timmy holster.
Yeah, I can't get into those.
I don't dig the Kydex and stuff, but you know that's me. Some people really like Kydex. I'm a leather guy.
Yeah, Stan, it came back to me. I had to figure something out. I did something wrong.
Uh-oh.
I went to send Stan a knife, and it came back to me. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I sent Digging to Metal one, and I sent Kelly one. Kel, if you didn't get it today, Kel, you should get it by tomorrow. If you don't, Facebook me and on an instant message or whatever, and I will PM you the tracker number.
You didn't send me a knife, Mike? Come on, man.
I didn't. I have to send you something different.
No, you don't. You don't have to send
Yes,
me
I
nothing.
do. Oh yeah, you are. Don't you worry
No.
about that.
No. You let me come on your chat and show off my crap.
Yeah, but you're my friend. That's not letting. That's just I want to hang out with my friends. You know, so that's too easy. You know.
Oh.
And I'll tell you, before we go, because I'm not going to be on here for much longer. Excuse me, not going to be on here for much longer. But before we do go, you know, we were talking about YouTube earlier and how, you know, I did say that, you know, technology is great and this and that, but at the same time, it sucks. But it's great in the fact, again, I said this earlier for those who weren't here, that I get to meet people like, you know, Mr. Tolley and Chad and G Mangos and all you people out in the comment section that either you come to this chat that me and Ohio have, or whether I see you in somebody else's chat, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about, okay? So it's the weirdest thing, YouTube, because I never expected. When I first came on YouTube, like if you go on my profile on YouTube, okay, it says I joined back in 2008. I didn't make a video until a year ago, April, or a year ago, May, whatever the hell it was. It was just to listen to music, look up stupid shit, you know what I mean? And then one day, my buddy, we were talking about hunting and shit, and he says, he says, Mike, you can go on YouTube, look it up on YouTube. I said, I got a YouTube account. I'll go look it up. He says, you don't need an account, just look it up. I said, no, I got an account anyways. And that's when it started. I looked at something on hunting, and I saw something on bushcraft, and the same guy was doing the same, and then it just snowballed. But the funny part is that I never expected to make the friendships that I made on here. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
I'm totally grateful for them. That is not a complaint. That is not a complaint.
Yeah,
I am
me
totally
either.
grateful. I've met two. I've been lucky enough to meet two. I've met Wyndham Woodcraft. I'm going to see him again because I owe him a coffee. And as you guys know that saw my videos, I met Working Class Woodsman, who happens to be one hell of a guy. I'd love to meet a hell of a lot more, especially you, Mr. Tolley.
I Mike.
I would absolutely. No, I'm serious. This is just an awesome thing we have here.
I think this is great. I love it.
I really do love it. I really do. I really do. Stan, good luck. Have fun tomorrow. Stan's got Family Range Day tomorrow. That's going to be a blast. Good for you.
Oh, that's gonna be cool.
And the best part of that is it's a family range day, which is even better. Yeah. So anyway, before I go, hey Bush Hunt, Brady's going to get off with flying colors, brother. He's going to make it. He's not going to serve any penalties, I don't think. So we're going to say goodnight. And I'm going to say thank you to all of you, Saint, Kanzi, Plinkster, Joe's Quantum Heart School, P. NASCARs, Johnny Master at Arms Dunn, Tommy, I'm a Redneck Cockerham, Bush Hunt, Kelly Parks, all of yous that are still here and all of yous that came and left. Thanks an absolute million. It's much appreciated. It really is. And I always have a good time. So
It's awesome.
Thanks a million. And we'll see you next Friday night. All right. So
Y'all take care.
take her easy. Have yourselves a good weekend. And we'll talk to you next week. See ya.